Have you ever wondered why some people keep getting richer every year while others stay stuck financially, even with a good salary? Well, I'm about to share something that could really open your eyes. The secret to building wealth isn't about what rich people buy, it's actually about what they don't buy. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 10 things wealthy people avoid like the plague. These aren't just random tips, they're real traps that often stop smart, hardworking people from ever building real wealth. It's wild when you think about it. While most people are busy chasing the next trendy purchase, billionaires like Warren Buffett are doing the opposite. They've mastered what I call strategic avoidance, and today I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. But here's the real kicker, that last item on the list. It might be parked right in your driveway, slowly destroying your shot at financial freedom. Once you see why rich people avoid it, you'll never think about money the same way again. So if you're ready to learn what the wealthy understand that most people don't, let's dive in, because this might completely change your financial future. 1. Extended warranties. Ever wonder why some people seem to build wealth so easily while others stay stuck? Here's one of their secrets: rich people don't waste money on extended warranties, and once you know why, you'll see them differently too. Think about it. Have you ever bought a new TV or laptop and the salesperson made it sound like you'd be crazy not to add that extra protection? What they don't tell you is that stores make up to 80% pure profit on those warranties, basically making money off your fear that something might break. So what do wealthy people do instead? They live by a simple rule: if you can't afford to replace it, you probably shouldn't be buying it. Here's something else most people don't know: many high-end credit cards automatically double your manufacturer's warranty for free, saving you money without you even realizing it. A billionaire mentor once told me the fastest way to build wealth isn't just by earning more, but by stopping money from leaking out, and those $100 or $200 warranty costs are some of the biggest leaks most people have. Even more surprising, research shows most electronics either break within the original warranty period or last far longer, meaning you're paying for protection during the time you're least likely to need it. That's clever marketing, right? And if you think this warranty trap is sneaky, wait until you hear about the next thing rich people never spend on. It's often sold as a luxury upgrade, but it's actually one of the worst money traps out there. 2. Timeshares. Think you've scored a great deal on a luxury vacation spot? Think again, because this next money trap has fooled even smart people for decades: timeshares. It's pitched as an investment, but rich people avoid them like a market crash. Here's the hard truth: while you're excited about spending 1 week a year in paradise, the only ones making money from timeshares are the ones selling them. Did you know the average timeshare presentation gives away over $11,000 in free gifts and dinners just to get you to listen? That alone should tell you how much profit they're making. I recently spoke to someone who spent $220,000 on a timeshare in Florida. It sounded like a dream, but it turned into a nightmare. They were stuck paying $1,200 every year in maintenance fees, which kept increasing, and when they tried to sell it, they couldn't even get $11,000 for it. Meanwhile, wealthy people just book luxury hotels whenever and wherever they want. No fees, no long contracts, no fixed schedules, just the freedom to travel on their own terms. Some even use the same money to invest in real estate that earns them income instead of draining their savings. Want a wealth-building secret? Real financial freedom comes from keeping your options open, not being locked into a deal that only benefits someone else. That same $20,000 spent on a timeshare could have been invested in an S&P 500 index fund and doubled in less than 10 years. And if you think that's a bad deal, wait until you hear about the next thing rich people avoid. It's something most people spend on every holiday season, and it's quietly destroying their shot at building real wealth. 3. Expensive gifts. Have you ever maxed out your credit card to buy an expensive gift just to impress someone? Here's a truth that might sting a little: while you're spending money to get that wow reaction, rich people are quietly avoiding this trap and growing their wealth. Let's look at the numbers. Americans spend around $1,000 during the holidays on gifts, but studies show that expensive presents lose their excitement within just a few weeks. That $500 designer bag you bought to impress someone? It's probably just sitting in their closet collecting dust. Wealthy people know something that most don't: meaningful gifts don't need to cost a lot. Warren Buffett, worth over $100 billion, is known for giving simple, thoughtful gifts because he understands real value isn't in the price but in the thought behind it. Want to know a trick the ultra-wealthy use? They give experiences or knowledge instead of stuff, like a cooking class, an online course, or just spending quality time together. These gifts leave a lasting impact and can even help someone grow, something a fancy gadget just can't do. But here's the part that really hits home: every time you overspend on gifts to impress others, you're giving up something far more valuable: your financial freedom. That $200 you spent on the latest trend? If invested smartly, it could be worth thousands in the future. And if you think blowing money on gifts is bad, just wait until you hear about the next thing rich people avoid. It's something most people already have in their home, and it's quietly draining their money without them even noticing. 4. Cheap furniture. Think buying that $200 particle board dresser is a smart way to save money? Here's a surprising truth: rich people actually spend more on furniture, but end up saving more in the long run. Sounds confusing? Let me explain one of the most overlooked wealth-building secrets. Imagine you buy a cheap bookshelf for $100. It looks nice at first, but after a year it starts to wobble and peel. Soon, you're back at the store. After 3 years and 3 bookshelves, you've spent $300. Now compare that to someone who spent $500 on a solid wood bookshelf. They're still using it 20 years later. So, who really saved money? Wealthy people know there's a hidden cost to cheap furniture. Every time you replace a broken table or bed, you're not just spending again, you're missing the chance to invest that money instead. And in the world of wealth, missed investment opportunities cost far more than you think. Here's a secret from the wealthy: they focus on cost per use. That $2,000 solid wood dining table may sound pricey, but over 30 years of use, it comes out to just a few cents per day. Compare that to buying a $500 table every few years, and suddenly the expensive option looks like the smarter one. Here's another thing rich people understand: quality furniture can actually hold or even increase in value. Ever tried selling a particle board desk? You'll be lucky to get $20. But high-end furniture? Some vintage pieces are worth more now than when they were new. Try getting that kind of return from flat-pack furniture. And if you think wasting money on low-quality furniture is bad, just wait until you hear about the next wealth-killing trap. It's probably sitting in your driveway right now, losing value faster than ice cream on a hot summer day. 5. Brand new cars. You've probably heard the saying that a new car loses value the moment you drive it off the lot, but here's something even more shocking: that shiny $40,000 car you're thinking about buying will drop in value by about 20% in just the first year. That's like throwing $8,000 straight out the window. While most people stretch their budgets to get the latest model, wealthy people are doing the exact opposite. They're driving cars that are 2 to 3 years old. Why? Because they let someone else take that big depreciation hit and end up getting the same car for 30% less, just by waiting. That's smart money. Want another wealth trick? Rich people rarely buy big, flashy SUVs unless they absolutely need them. Even though they can afford any car, they know something most people don't: bigger cars just mean bigger costs, more gas, higher insurance, and more expensive repairs, which can add up to thousands every year. What really sets wealthy people apart is how they see cars: as a way to get from point A to B, not as a way to show off. Take Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world. He drives a simple, used Cadillac. Meanwhile, people earning a lot less are driving luxury SUVs they can barely pay for. But here's the real jaw-dropper: the money you save by buying smart could actually make you rich. If you saved $15,000 by buying a used car instead of new and invested it in the S&P 500, you could have over $60,000 in 20 years. That means your low-key car choice could actually help fund your retirement. And if you think overspending on cars is bad, wait until you hear about the next thing rich people avoid. It's probably tempting you right now: especially with all those flashy online deals flooding your inbox. 6. Impulse purchases. Flash sale, limited time offer, 70% off, sound familiar? Here's a wealth secret that could seriously change the way you think. Rich people aren't falling for these amazing deals, and once you know why, you won't either. Let me be honest, stores don't offer big discounts out of kindness, they're using psychology to trick you. That ticking countdown. It's designed to make you panic and buy. The crossed out original price. Often fake or inflated to make the discount seem bigger. Wealthy people see right through it. But here's the interesting part, they still shop sales, just in a smarter way. They figure out what they actually need first, then wait for that item to go on sale, not the other way around. Think about it, buying something you don't need for 70% off isn't saving 70%, it's still wasting 30%. Those little impulse buys. They're like tiny leaks in your financial bucket, slowly draining your money over time. Want to hear something wild? Studies show the average American spends over $3,000 a year on impulse purchases, and here's the kicker, if you invested that money instead and earned an 8% average return, you'd have over $150,000 in 20 years. Still think that deal you can't miss is worth it? Here's a smart tip from wealthy people, use the 24-hour rule. If you see something you really want, wait a full day before buying it. You'll be surprised how often that must-have turns into glad I didn't buy that after a good night's sleep. This one habit could save you thousands each year. And if you think impulse buying is bad, just wait until you hear about the next money trap, something people rush to buy every year thinking they're being modern and smart, but it's actually holding them back from real financial growth. 7. Latest tech gadgets. Oh, you know that feeling when a new phone comes out and suddenly your current one feels old? Here's something wealthy people understand that most others don't. That feeling doesn't come from your phone being outdated, it comes from clever marketing designed to make you spend. Let's face it, that $1,200 flagship phone you're thinking about. It basically does the same things as last year's model, which now sells for half the price. Here's the real shocker. While many people rush to upgrade every year, rich people usually keep their devices for 3 to 4 years, sometimes even longer. Want to know why? Because every time you buy the newest tech, you're not just spending, you're missing out on growing your money. That $1,200 phone, if invested in an S&P 500 index fund with an average 8% return, could grow to nearly $2,200 in 10 years. Do that every year, and you're flushing away a small fortune over time. What do wealthy people do instead? They invest in tech that helps them earn, like professional tools, business software, or gear that boosts productivity. Everything else? They wait for price drops or buy certified refurbished items that work just as well for much less. Most people think having the latest gadgets makes them look successful, but rich people often use older models while quietly growing their investment accounts. Just look at Mark Zuckerberg. He wears the same kind of t-shirt every day because wealthy people focus on what builds wealth, not what drains it. And if you think constantly upgrading your tech is bad, just wait until you hear about the next quiet money killer. It's something slowly nibbling away at your bank account right now, just a few dollars at a time, and most people don't even realize it. 8. Bank fees and credit cards. Think a few dollars in ATM fees or bank charges don't matter. Here's something that might shock you. The average American pays over $300 a year in bank fees alone, which is basically like burning your own hard-earned money. But rich people, they don't pay a dime. Here's the truth, credit card interest is like signing up for a wealth tax that you don't even have to pay. The wealthy know something most people overlook. Banks actually offer free checking accounts and no-fee credit cards, but they count on you not bothering to look. Rich people always take the time to find those deals. Want a number that'll blow your mind? If you're carrying a $5,000 balance on your credit card with an 18% APR, pretty normal nowadays, you're losing $900 a year just on interest. That's nearly $1,000 disappearing from your future. Meanwhile, wealthy people don't pay interest, they earn it. Here's a smart habit they follow: they treat credit cards like debit cards, only spending what they can pay off in full each month. That way, they get all the rewards, cashback, and perks without any of the interest charges, and they use those rewards to build even more wealth. And it gets even better. While most people are getting hit with $35 overdraft fees, rich people are getting paid by their banks. They use premium accounts, earn higher interest, and get better service simply because they know which banks offer the best terms and they're not afraid to move their money to get them. And if you think bank fees are a sneaky way to lose money, wait until you hear about the next trap. It's something millions of people spend money on every week, hoping to get rich fast, but it's actually making them poorer by the minute. 9. Lottery tickets and gambling. Ever dream of hitting the jackpot and solving all your money problems? Here's a reality check that might sting: the lottery is often called a tax on hope, and rich people never play it. Want to know why? Because they understand something most people don't: how odds really work. Here's a crazy fact: you're more likely to be struck by lightning twice, become a saint, or get attacked by a shark than win the Powerball jackpot. The odds are about 1 in 292 million. But here's what's even more shocking: Americans spend over $80 billion a year on lottery tickets, more than they spend on movies, sports tickets, and books combined. Rich people don't waste their money hoping for luck, they create their own luck through smart investing. While many dream of hitting the right numbers, the wealthy are busy picking winning stocks, building businesses, or buying real estate. They know building wealth is about having a plan, not relying on chance. Think about this: spending just $20 a week on lottery tickets adds up to more than $1,000 a year. If you invested that in an S&P 500 index fund with average returns, in 20 years you could have over $44,000. That's not a maybe, it's solid math, and rich people love math that works for them. Even when they gamble, they treat it like entertainment, not a financial plan. They set limits, only use money they can afford to lose, and never expect to win. Big difference, right? And if you think gambling on lottery tickets is a bad idea, wait until you hear about the final thing rich people avoid. It's probably the biggest financial choice most people ever make, and they're getting it completely wrong. 10. Real estate. Here's a truth that might surprise you: while most people rush to buy their dream home, rich people ask a different question: will this property make me money? Once you understand how they think, it will change the way you see real estate forever. Here's something crazy: Warren Buffett still lives in the same simple house he bought for $331,500 back in 1958. Meanwhile, most people stretch their budgets to buy the biggest house they can afford. See the difference? The wealthy know that your personal home isn't an investment, it's a cost. Here's some real estate advice: rich people buy properties that bring in money every month, like apartment buildings, commercial spaces, or rental homes. While most people are paying expensive mortgages and property taxes, wealthy people are collecting rent checks and building real wealth. Here's a secret nobody talks about: your dream house might actually be your worst financial enemy. Those big mortgage payments stop you from investing in things that could really make you rich. That fancy kitchen renovation. It might look nice, but it probably won't increase your home's value as much as you think. Now, think about this: what if instead of spending all your money on a huge house, you bought a modest one and invested the rest in income-generating properties? That's exactly what many rich people do. They live below their means when it comes to their own home but build large real estate portfolios that bring in passive income. If you found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to not miss our future uploads. See you in the next video.